Welcome back to physics class. Right, today I am here to discuss lens. What is meant by lens? Lens is a transparent refracting medium. Transparent means which allows light to pass through it. That medium we can call transparent medium. Refracting medium means when light enters into that medium, it bends the light rays. So a lens is a transparent, means which allows the light rays, and refracting medium means it bends the light rays. So lens means a lens is a transparent refracting medium bounded by two surfaces, one of which must be spherical. That means here, if you observe here, from air medium, through air medium, observe this surface. It is a curved one. And through air medium, observe this surface. It is a curved one. How many curved surfaces are there here? Two curved surfaces are there here. Next here, if you observe the surface through air, it is a plane one. And if you observe the surface through air medium, it is a curved one. So here, one is curved surface and one is plane surface. So it is also a lens. A lens means one curved surface and one plane surface are two curved surfaces. So bounded by two surfaces. In two surfaces, one of must be spherical. So this is the condition for lens. Next, see another. Two types of lenses are there. Right? One is convex lens. And another one is concave lens. Right, convex lens means, see here, this is convex lens. If you observe through air medium, the surface is bulged out. If surface is bulged one, that is convex. Observe this surface through air medium. Here this surface is also bulged one. Bulged one means convex. So this is a convex lens. Now see here. And this is a concave lens. This is a concave lens. So if you observe in the middle one is thick. If thick in middle, that lens is convex lens. Here, if you observe here, thick at edges. If thick at edges, observe the edges, thick. If thick at edges, that lens is concave lens. Right? Now what is the action of convex lens? See here, when a parallel beam of light passes through convex lens, this lens converges the rays at one point. So this lens acts as converging lens. Right? Next here, when a parallel beam of light passes through a concave lens, this lens diverges the rays. That's why this lens acts as diverging lenses. Convex lens acts as converging lens. Concave lens acts as diverging lens. Let's see here further classification. Right, see here now. If you observe the two surfaces, this is convex, this is convex. So this is biconvex lens. Right? next see here. If you observe here, one surface is plane, another surface is convex. So this is plano-convex lens. Right, next is here, Nana. This is concavo-convex. Concavo-convex lens. If you observe in the middle, thick in middle, and its net behavior, see here, one is concave surface, one is convex surface, but the net behavior acts like a converging lens. Net behavior is converging lens. That's why only it acts like a convex lens. Okay, biconvex lens, plano convex lens, concavo convex lens. Next see here, Nana. If you observe surfaces, two surfaces are concave surfaces. So this is biconcave lens. Right. Next here, one surface is plane. If you observe from this side, one concave. One surface is plane, other surface is concave. So this is plano-concave lens. Next, see here now. Right, this is convexo-concave lens. Convexo-concave lens. If you observe here, they are thick at edges. If edges are thick, those lenses we can call as concave lens. And see, one is concave, another one is convex, but their net behavior is diverging lens, acts like a diverging lens. That's why this lens we can call as concave lens. That means combination acts as concave lens. Right, see here, terms related to lens, center of curvature and radius of curvature. See here, actually a lens has two curved surfaces. So a lens has two curved surfaces, nothing but a lens is a combination of two spherical surfaces. When two spherical surfaces are combined, a lens is formed. So a lens is a combination of two spherical surfaces. Right, see here, this is one spherical surface. See here, it is a spherical surface, and for this spherical surface, this is the center of spherical surface. The center of spherical surface is nothing but the center of curvature. So C1 is the center of curvature for this sphere. And see here, this is a part of this sphere. So for this part here, center of curvature. So C2 is the center of curvature for this part of the sphere. So C1 and C2. So how many center of curvatures? For a lens has two center of curvatures. So see here, this is a part of sphere. For this part of sphere, actually for this sphere, this is the center of curvature. So this C1 is the center of curvature of a sphere. And for this part here, C2. C2 is the center of, for this sphere, so this C2 is the center of curvature for this part. So next, for a lens, there are two radius of curvatures because two spherical surfaces, two center of curvatures and two radius of curvatures. See here, C1 is the center of curvature. This is C1 is center of curvature of this one. So from here to here, this is R. So C2 is the center of this curvature. So from here to here, this is R2. Here this C1 is the center of curvature of this one. So from here to here, this is R. And C2 is the center of curvature for this sphere. So this is R. Right, next one, optical center. Optical center means, see here, this is convex lens and this is concave lens. Right? So this is the first for this, here this is C1. For the surface, here center of C2. Right? Optical center means it is the central part of the lens. The central portion of the lens, it is denoted by O. The central portion of the lens is called optical center. Here, the central portion of the lens is called optical center. So for the surface here C1, for the here C2. The central portion of the lens is called optical center. Then see here, a line which is joining two center of curvatures through optical center. This line we can call as principal axis. See here, the line joining between two center of curvatures through optical center, this line is called principal axis. Next important point, very important point, if any line which is passing through optical center, it goes undeviated. See, it goes undeviated. If any line passes through optical center, it goes undeviated. This is very important point. Why means, in order to understand this concept, just consider that a lens is made up of a set of prisms. See here, this is convex lens. Actually, a convex lens is made up of a set of prisms. Like this. See here, simple. This is convex lens. Actually, the convex lens is made up of, see here, a set of prisms like this. And if you observe the convex lens is made up of a set of prisms, and concave lens is also made up of set of prisms. Here, if you observe the middle portion of the convex lens and the middle portion of the concave lens, the middle portion of the convex and concave lens is a parallel sided glass slab. Parallel sided glass slab. Already you know very well. See Rana, this is a parallel sided glass slab. If a light ray is passing, see here, this is air and this is glass. Here draw a normal. When light ray is traveling from air to glass, it bends towards the normal. Now see, a light ray is entering from glass to air, it bends away from the normal. See, actually this is the actual path of light ray. This is the emergent ray. This we can call as shift. Already we discussed, if thickness increases, lateral shift also increases. Thickness means this is thickness. This is thickness. If thickness increases, shift also increases. If imagine that decrease the thickness, shift also decreases. See here, shift also decreases. Suppose thickness is equal to 0, then what is shift? If thickness is equal to 0, what is shift? Shift also equal to 0. That means a small. See here. This is emergent ray. This is. Then see here, this is lateral shift. The lateral shift is very small. So ignore it. That means if lens is thin one, the shift is equal to 0. In our syllabus, we are considering lens is a thin lens. So if you are using thin lens, the lateral shift is equal to 0. Why? Because thickness is equal to 0. So shift is equal to 0. That means there is no shift, means the ray goes undeviated. That means when a light ray is passing through, see here in the middle part of the lens, it appears like a parallel sided glass slab and its thickness is very small. That means neglect. If thickness is neglected, shift also neglect. That's why if any ray is passing through a parallel sided glass slab, it goes undeviated. See, it goes undeviated. That means, so if you observe the lens, here the part is nothing but optical center. That's why only if any ray is passing through optical center, it goes undeviated. That is very important point. Next, see here. One is plane, another one is convex surface. So for this, you know very well, this is plane surface. For plane surface, what is the radius? Radius is equal to infinity. And this curved surface is a part of the sphere. For this curved surface, here the center. And here the center, from the curved surface center, this is called radius. So for this lens, draw a principal axis. Draw a principal axis means here the line joining from two center of curvature through optic center, that is called principal axis. So here simply draw a line through center of curvature and it is perpendicular to that plane surface. Then that line we can call as principal axis. That line is principal axis. See here for a plano concave lens. See here, this is a part of the sphere. For here, this is the center. So from here to here, this is radius of curvature. So if you draw a line through center of curvature and for the plane surface, if it is perpendicular, that line is called principal axis. And for this plane surface, the radius of curvature is equal to infinity. Right. Very important term, focus or focal point. See here, a lens has two principal foci. Why two principal foci means a light ray can pass through a lens from either side, from either direction. That means a light ray can pass from left to right or from right to left. That's why a lens has two principal foci. See here, first focus. For convex lens, the first focus is nothing but it is a point on the principal axis where the light rays start from that point. After refraction through the lens, the light rays become parallel to principal axis. The light rays start from a point. After refraction through the lens, the light rays becomes parallel to principal axis. So after refraction, if the light rays are parallel, then from the point where the light ray starts, that starting point on the principal axis is called first focus for convex lens. Next, see another for concave. See here, the light rays appears to meet at a point on the principal axis, but after refraction through the lens, the light rays become parallel to principal axis. See here, initially the light rays appears to meet at a point on the principal axis, but after refraction through the lens, the light rays becomes parallel to principal axis. Where the light rays appears to meet, that point is first focus for concave lens. means here again I am explaining this one. After refraction through concave lens, if the rays are parallel to principal axis, initially if you extended the rays where they meet on the principal axis, that point is called as first focus for concave lens. Next see here Nana, second focus, that is denoted by F. See here for convex lens, if rays are parallel to principal axis, after refraction through lens, these rays, refracted rays meet at a point on the principal axis. That point is called as second focus. For concave lens, if the rays are parallel to principal axis, after refraction, see here, concave lens is a diverging lens. It diverges the rays. If we extended the divergent rays after refraction, if you extended the refracted rays, the refracted rays appears to meet at a point. That point is called as second focus. So this is very important. Why? Because here we are considering second focus as our standard focus. See here, second focus means if rays, initially the rays are parallel, after refraction through lens, if the refracted rays meet at a point on the principal axis, that point is called as second focus. See here, initial rays are parallel. After refraction, if you extended the rays meet at a point on the principal axis. That point is called as second focus. Next one is focal length. Focal length is denoted by small f. Focus is denoted by capital F. Focal length means nothing but, you know very well, distance of focus from optic center. Here our reference is optic center. Right. Focal length means distance of focus from optic center. See here, this is a convex lens. Right, see here, distance of focus from optic center. So this is optic center and this is first focus. From optic center to first focus, this is first focal length. So for concave lens, this is optic center, this is first focus. So optic center to focus, this is focal length for concave lens. Next here, convex lens, concave lens. So my dear student, this is our standard one. So remember this one simply, if parallel rays after refraction where they meet, that is second focus. Parallel rays after refraction, there is diverging lens, extend the rays, they meet at a point, that is second focus. Right, see here, optic center. Optic center to focus, this is second focal length. So optic center to focus, this is second focal length. Next, already we know very well, in the direction of incident rays, see here, this is the direction of incident rays, this is the direction of incident rays. All distances are measured from optical center. If the distance are measured in the direction of incident rays, taken as positive. So here see here, focal length. So we are, all distances are measured from optical center. So to measure focal length f1, we are moving opposite to the sphere. We are moving opposite to the direction of incident rays. So this f1 here, f1 is taken as negative. Here see here, incident rays measure the first focal length for concave lens. So from optic center to first focus. This length actually see, this length is first focal length. So you are moving in the direction of incident rays. So the first focal length, this focal length is positive. Next here, this is the direction of incident rays. Here from optic center you are moving. See, this is second focal length. You are moving in the direction of incident rays. So here F2 is taken as positive. That means second focal length is taken as positive. The second focal length is taken as positive. Here, this is the direction of incident rays. Here, this is second focal length for concave lens. We are moving opposite. Here we are moving opposite to the direction of incident rays. So this F2 is taken as negative for concave lens. So we are using this focal length as our standard one. So this focal length. So remember, my dear students, convex lens, concave lens. For convex lens, the focal length is positive because second focal length is our standard one. So here F2 is positive. So for convex lens, focal length is positive. For concave lens, observe the second focal length. Second focal length is negative. For concave lens, focal length is negative. For convex lens, focal length is positive. For concave lens, focal length is negative. This is very, very important. Right here, focus or focal point. So F2 is our standard focal point. Focal point is also called as principal focus. So remember this one by using this one, parallel rays. It means here, if incident rays are parallel, after refraction through lens, they meet at a point. This point is called second focus for convex lens. See here, for concave lens, if a rays are parallel to principal axis, after refraction the rays are diverges. If we extended the refractor rays, they meet at a point. This is called second focus for concave lens. Next is here, focal plane. What is meant by focal plane? Focal plane means the plane which is passing through, see here, this is a plane which is passing through focus and perpendicular to principal axis. This plane is called as focal plane. Focal plane means a plane passing through focus and normal to principal axis. See here, this is focal plane. Right now see here, convex lens, principal axis. Suppose if we observe the rays are parallel, but they are not parallel to principal axis. After passing through lens, see here rays are parallel to principal axis. After passing through lens, they meet at a focus. But here rays are not parallel to principal axis. So after passing through lens, they are not converged at focus. But they brought, if you draw a focal plane, it means the lens brought the rays and meet at a point B in the focal plane. That means if rays are parallel, they meet at a point, means after refraction through lens, they meet at a point convert, that is focus. They meet at focus. But if the rays are not parallel to principal axis, after refraction through lens, they will not meet at a focus. They will meet at some other point in the focal plane.